This is Matches for Pro Boxing Fans. I'm joined once again by Ade Oladipo. Ade, like I said, I know you've had a long shift on DAZN tonight, but let's just talk about the night. I mean, to sum it up, the Liverpool homecoming was perfect until the main event. Just first of all, just what happened in the main event?
Look, he was always in there against a tough opponent. I mean, if you listen to anyone, everyone said Brandon Figueroa is good. But he's a two-weight world champion for a reason. He's got some good names on the resume. He's fought a higher caliber of opponent longer than Nick. Obviously, Nick's done really good stuff in the last 2 years, but Brandon's been doing it for like 5 or 6 years. So it was always going to be tough. And we were given the judges' scorecards, and they had it. 2 of the judges had it up to Brandon before the knockdown. So it was on his way to winning that fight as well, but obviously the knockdown's just the icing on the cake. But there's no shame in losing. I always say this, there's no shame in losing to anyone when you're fighting at the top level. The best are going to beat the best. Not everyone's going to be bloody Shakur Stevenson. Sometimes you're going to lose. So look, I think it'll take a long break, rightly so. I mean, Nick's been giving us 4 or 5 months, fights every 4 or 5 months for the last 4 years. Maybe it is time just to pause, reset and come again. I mean, there's not many people unbeaten in that division. I mean, you can lose, it's okay, because again, you're fighting the best. So he just got caught, outworked a little bit. Brandon definitely had a lot of success going to the body. We had the CompuBox numbers, he was going to the body a lot, and he disguised that hook so well. I think Nick's so used to him going to the body, he kind of covered up and then obviously went up top. So it happens, man. When the best fight the best, someone's going to lose.
Yeah, you touch on them scorecards. I know obviously the judges is the final scorecard, but I remember on that media panel it was 50-50, especially going into like the 10th round. A lot of them had Ball up, a lot of them had Figueroa up. Just you and the panel on DAZN, how did you guys actually see it going maybe into the 10th?
Yeah, I think I had Figueroa up by 1. I was kind of speaking to a few boys on the TalkSport panel. They had Figueroa up, I think, by a couple. It was very hard. I mean, but the work rate of Figueroa was just relentless. And we're not used to seeing Ball on the back foot. Yeah. We're normally used to seeing Ball push people back, and he tried to assert that power early, and he pushed Figueroa back a little bit, but he just didn't stop Figueroa. Obviously got a good chin. New trainer now in Manny Robles. He's allowed, I think he's got better. Didn't look great against Joey Gonzalez, but now under Manny Robles, he's a problem in the division. So again, look, these things happen. It obviously spoiled the night because it was almost a perfect night for Liverpool. But again, he'll come back. Nick Ball is a fantastic fighter, a fantastic boxer, and I have no doubt he'll be a world champion again.
Definitely. I don't know if you got a clearer look. I couldn't really see it, but obviously in the post-fight we saw the swarm in the ring, and like I said, I haven't seen this, but Rob Tebbett has tweeted that apparently there's no excuse for Andrew Cain. Apparently he kicked one of Figueroa's team. I don't know, did you get a closer look at that at all?
No, I didn't. Obviously I was getting ready to do the post-fight interview, so in my head I was like ready for a Nick Ball interview, then bloody hell it's changed to Figueroa. These things happen. Yeah. In those moments people get heated. I didn't think Brandon Figueroa's team did too much wrong. They just won a world title, they're going to celebrate. Obviously they didn't realise that Nick Ball was getting oxygen, and then they calmed down a little bit. But you just got the biggest win of your career, your life, away from home. You're going to jump around a little bit. And I think Nick Ball's team needed to understand that. But ultimately I saw in the end when they all kind of apologised and everyone shook hands, and it's emotion. It's emotional, so you can understand why everyone got a bit emotional.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to keep it all in a negative on Andrew Cain, because I mean, what a win for him. I mean, going into, I believe it was the 9th, it looked like he was done, and then he gets that moment, and even just for his career, doing that in front of his Liverpool home, how big could that be for Andrew Cain?
Massive. Like, I thought he was done. Like, he went down, the second one, when he went down for the seconds, I was like, it's done. But the crowd, like, obviously he's a massive crowd favourite, and you know, they say in football that the 12th man, it felt like a 12th man in there, in the ring with him. But that's massive. I mean, look, it's a WBC shot now. Whether or not he's ready for the Inoue fight, it's a whole different discussion, but he's put himself in position to fight for a world title, and you've got to give that credit. That's an incredible win. And look, he could do well here. It wasn't just Nick Ball fans, a lot of Andrew Cain fans as well, so massive, massive win. And the kahunas to get up from body shots. Like, headshots are one thing, body shots are completely different, they paralyse you. So look, more power to him.
Just last one, Ade, before I let you go. I saw Maurizio Suleiman describe Zuffa's launch into boxing as aggressive, and he said he doesn't actually see them as a challenge to the traditional structure of boxing, despite them talking, we don't know what they're going to do with the belts, but obviously we believe Zuffa are going to lead with their own belt. He said he's not worried about the WBC or any other organising body.
He should be. Yeah, he should be worried. The Zuffa team have got so much power and money behind it. It's Turkey, it's Dana White, it's Nick Khan, and there's others as well that we don't know. I mean, when you see fighters not care too much about belts, obviously Shakur Stevenson said, I'm not paying any sanctioning fees, fuck the belt, bang. Terence Crawford said the same thing, obviously he's retired. What we're seeing now is a lot of big fights being made without belts. You don't need a belt to have a big fight, so he should be worried. Obviously, look, the WBC is the WBC. I spoke to Dalton Smith the other day, and obviously he's got a new, nice, shiny WBC belt. It means a lot to fighters. But the WBC have still got to look at the way in which they do things. Some of the fights they allow, like Keith Thurman fighting Sebastian Figueroa, like Keith Thurman's not had anything, not done anything for years apart from that Brock Jarvis fight. So they've got to look at the way in which they do stuff, but they should be worried. I think everyone should be worried about Zuffa. I think Zuffa are a big problem for everyone. And I don't mean big problem as a negative, I mean big problem as they will take your fighters, they will put on big fights, and they're here to stay, and I think they're here to play as well. Again, Dana White, Turkey, Nick Khan, that's power. That's money, that's power, that's experience. They're a problem.
Definitely. Well, Ade, thank you as always. Thank you. I really...